Hopefully everybody can find a place to sit down this morning. We're going to be spending a couple of days together, and it's nice to see all of you here. I'm sure many of you have come from close by and far away. How many from San Diego? Stand up, San Diego, wherever you are. Let's see San Diego. Hey, San Diego. Fantastic. Nice to see you. Do we have anybody here from Northern California? Up north? Okay. We do the leadership seminar up north, but sometimes they come from up there down here. Let's see, who's next? Santa Barbara, right. Ventura, Oxnard, Santa Barbara. Where are you? Stand up. Right down here. Nice to have you. Okay, who's next? Phoenix. Two for... All right. How about Los Angeles? Good old Los Angeles. Tony? Okay, what's next? Orange County. Hey. Anybody else from some exotic place? Artesia. Okay. It's a pleasure to have everybody here, and we want to welcome you to the Leadership Seminar. We're going to have a good time these 2 days. By the way, we're going to take frequent breaks for some of you that have to smoke, whatever. We'll give you a chance to smoke, and then we'll have a chance for us also to stretch a little bit, relax a little bit. We'll take frequent breaks throughout the day. We're going to have lunch probably about 1 o'clock, something like that, so we can put ourselves back together here and sustain ourselves through the day. Then tomorrow we're also starting our class at 8 o'clock. Okay, 8 o'clock Sunday morning, and we'll go till about 5 o'clock today. We'll also go till about 5 o'clock tomorrow. Does everybody have note paper? Did you get your journal after the seminar? You didn't get you a journal? Okay. We're going to talk about journals today and all of the other good things under time management. Let me give you a list of the subjects we're going to cover. First of all, we're going to cover communication. That'll be our first subject today. But I want to welcome everybody here for the 2-day leadership seminar. It's nice to have you. Most of you have probably been to the evening seminar, so you're already well acquainted, fairly well acquainted, I should say, with my story and where I came from and how all of this got started. About 16, 17 years ago, I gave my first public seminar. And fortunately, all of you are not in on my first seminar. That first one was not that good. But over the last 16, 17 years, I've been doing my best to try to practice and see if I can't get better at sharing my ideas and expressing my feelings about the things, at least, that helped me to turn my life around. About 4 or 5 years ago, we had some businesses, corporations in California here that invited us to come in and talk about some of the things we've learned in doing business around the world in various countries, human behavior and setting goals and game plans and communication. And we decided to do it. And then after that one got started, we did another one, and it started growing, and we finally decided to make it a product of our company. And so for the last 4 years, we've been doing this 2-day leadership seminar. And I enjoy it. It's a chance to get acquainted. It's a chance to meet people on a little more personal basis. When there's 1,000 people in the evening seminar, it's hard to get acquainted. Most everybody by 11 o'clock is ready to head for home. They got the babysitters and everything, and so it's hard to get acquainted. But at least these 2 days we'll have a chance to chat. Make sure I get a chance to meet you before the 2-day session is over, and talk a little more personally. A couple of things I hope that you'll find here in these 2 days. One is sincerity. We really sincerely want to give you a great deal of information that might be helpful for you. And sometimes it's a little difficult to judge sincerity at first glance. Especially in a big seminar, somebody walks on stage, conducts a seminar, and leaves, and you don't have that close an inspection as to sincerity. But at least these 2 days, you'll have a chance to sort of look us over a little more closely. And I hope that's one thing you find here, sincerity. I'd like for these 2 days to be a start of some new answers for you. 2 things we all need in order to do well. Here they are. Number 1, ideas. And ideas are not really that difficult to come by. A new idea is just as close as the next book you open. It's just as close as striding into the library, the bookstore, or attending the next class, or meeting the next person that might have some experience beyond yours, and out of conversation comes some good ideas. So ideas are not that difficult to come by, but we do need ideas to change our lives. Mr. Shoaff taught me that there wasn't any problem I couldn't solve without a good idea. I used to think money was one of my problems, and he said, no, money's not a problem. Now, up until then, I always thought it was. He said, the only problem is the lack of an idea on how to create money, how to create wealth, how to give service, how to earn money. So it's not the lack of money that's the problem, it's the lack of an idea. So ideas can change your life. And hopefully by the time we finish these 2 days, we'll have a long list of ideas for you to take home and at least ponder and edit them and see what you can get from them. Use some of them. Try them out. But here's what else you need for success. It's called inspiration. And that's the tricky part, inspiration. The people who seem to stay totally turned on, all excited about life. They have no problem getting up and generating that zest for the day, emotional vitality. They're excited about living, excited about working, they're excited about accomplishing. That's unique. And I guess that's what all of us wish for, that kind of inspiration. But that's a good question. Why are some people incredibly turned on about life, and other people find it hard to get going? I don't know. Part of that's a mystery to me. But we do need inspiration, something that drives us. Of course, I guess the basic inspiration. One of my wealthy friends, we asked him one time what drove him to become wealthy, and he said, malnutrition. So I guess that's what you start with, right? Just absolute bare bones necessity will inspire you somewhat to get out there and get the job done. But then if you could find something that would really turn you on, something that really got you going, that's what life is really all about. If you can find something that gives you that incredible high energy zest for living. If I was to wish something for you specially, I think that's what I would wish for you. Because if you have that high emotional energy, finding the answers are not all that difficult. And who knows but what this weekend might be the beginning of some new zest and energy on your part to go for your dreams. Here's what else I hope we can create this weekend, some emotional turbulence. It's a good idea every once in a while to just stir our mental pot. Just get the ideas flowing, get the thinking flowing, get the looking and asking questions and doing some wondering. And perhaps that'll happen this weekend. Then primarily, this seminar was designed for this purpose, and I've got a phrase for you to make a part of your notes. We all need guidelines for translating response into results. Guidelines for translating response into results. It's one thing to get excited and to respond and say, I want to do well, I'm going to change my life. Now the big question is, how do you do it? And hopefully, these 2 days will generate some thinking on your part on how you can make plans for translating excitement into results. Probably these 2 days, one good question to ask is, why are you here? It might just be a question you'll ponder just for yourself. We're not going to ask you to disclose that to everybody that's here this weekend. But that's a good question to ask yourself. Why are you here? And probably there's a whole variety of reasons why everybody picked these 2 days to come and sit in on some lessons and classes on doing better. Maybe some of you just came here these 2 days to get away, and that's not a bad thing. We used to do this seminar up at the ranch at Clear Lake. We've got 1,600 acres up there and a beautiful lodge, but we can only take care of about 50, 55 people, so we had to move out of the ranch. But it was a good place to get away. We had the horses and the swimming pools and the tennis courts and jacuzzis and a pool table and ping pong and all kinds of stuff. Motorcycles to ride and Jeeps to hit the Jeep trails. And it was kind of a fun weekend to get away. And I think a lot of people just spent their money and came to the weekend seminar just to get away, right? Just to leave everything for a couple of days. And maybe you're just getting away this weekend, I don't know. But if you are, that's okay. For some of you, maybe we've caught you at springtime and you've got something new going and just a little more fine-tuning and you'll have it flying. You'll be off and running, and your new fortune or your second fortune or whatever might already be in view, and all you need is just a bit more inspiration and a few more ideas and away you go. So you've come here full of high anticipation and hope that maybe just one or two more turns and you'll have it going your way. Maybe some of you have come here and it's been sort of drifting along. Maybe it's summertime and you're a little weary with the task of keeping out the bugs and the weeds and whatever else might be attacking your program. That could be. Maybe some of you, we've caught you at wintertime. Maybe some of you are in transition. I've been through a few of those, where I'm letting go of one and looking for the next one, and wondering just exactly what I'm going to do. But wherever we have caught you at this particular time of your life, whether it's wintertime for you or springtime, or maybe it's harvest time, maybe you're raking it in and things are going well, and over the last few years you put it together and now you're cashing it in. And maybe this weekend is a celebration for you, I don't know. But whether it's a celebration or whether it's a beginning or whether it's transition or whether it's a serious weekend, for some of you this may be a darn important weekend. And I certainly want to treat it that way. Some of you may just very well have to have some unique answers, and you're pondering some things that are very important. You're at one of those major forks in the road, and whatever direction you decide to take this weekend may be one of the most important decisions you make. I understand some of those weekends. And if it's that kind of weekend for you, I want to treat it very seriously and make sure that sincerely we cover everything we can to give you the best answers, at least that we're going to have to come up with this weekend, so you'll be off to a better start come Monday. Anyway, wherever we have found you, we want to do you good these 2 days. Here's how to get the most out of the 2-day seminar, and then we'll get into our first subject, communication. First of all, I think we ought to realize where we already are. It seems like better things come to us when, first of all, we're thankful for what we have. And I would say, for the most part, you know, we're all doing fairly well, at least compared to the rest of the world. One of the weekend seminars up at the ranch, just before it started, I walked out into this parking area where we have a place up there to park all the automobiles. There were Ferraris and Continentals and Eldorados and Corvettes. I think there was one Rolls. I couldn't believe the parking lot with all these fancy cars. And I walked in to conduct the seminar. I think there was only about 35,